go to the next section, and that is about a tip on month of Ramadan. Now, of course, I realize that as we have been discussing since we started this thing on the first of Ramadan, that the nights are short and there are so many things to be performed. Once the Maghrib comes, when the night begins, we have to, for example, say our Maghrib prayers. Then there is Nafila of Maghrib. Then there is Nafila of Ramadan. Then there's Isha prayers. There is Nafila of Isha. Then there is Nafila of Ramadan again, right? And then there are du'as, dua of iftitah and other du'as, beautiful du'as. Also, we have to recite, for example, other du'as. Why I'm mentioning this dua is because this dua is supposed to be recited on the daytime. So you don't necessarily have to recite at night. So at night, you've got limited time. Make sure that, so this dua can be recited, it clearly mentions Ayyamul Bid. Ayyam, that means the daytime, days of the Bid. So 13th, 14th, and 15th. And see what the hadith says. First of all, this dua was narrated from Rasulullah. That means it was brought by Jibreel to Rasulullah, right? It came to us from Rasulullah. When he was saying prayers in Maqam Ibrahim. So you can imagine Maqam Ibrahim is already a holy place. The holiest person on this earth to work, Rasulullah, receives this dua at holy place and Jibreel brings it. Its recitation is beneficial for material welfare, recovery from sickness, repayment of debt, and relief from grief. Subhanallah. No, what more do we want? You can see. What is material welfare? People who are worried about, for example, material welfare, it helps. Recovery from sickness. As you age, there are so many challenges. As we said earlier, that when a person gets sick, maybe certain things we cannot overcome, at least such comfort is there, right? Repayment of debt, and then relief from grief, right? And then the hadith says, one who recites Dua Mujir on the Ayyamul Bid, that means 13th, 14th, and 15th, anytime during the day. No, not necessarily at night, no, because night are short and there are so many things. Of Shahr Ramadan is forgiven his sins, even if they are as numerous as the drops of rain in the heavens of the trees, and as many as the grains of sand in the desert, right? And all of you know that when we recite this dua, right? This dua, if we recite, at the same, there's a line which comes again and again here. And what is it? We say, that, Ya Allah, you can see, Ajirna min nar ya mujir, right? Oh Allah, save us, oh the Savior, save us from the fire. Ya mujir is a Savior, no? Ajirna min nar. So again and again, like Dua Jafshan Kabir, also in this dua, we are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be freed from the fire. So a person who inshallah is freed from fire will also be successful in the world, no? Because Allah will give you success in the hereafter, but also in this world spiritually. So we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah give us tawfiq to recite this dua on the 13th, which is today, those who started on Saturday, today and tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and also other amal which are mentioned in the days of Ramadan. We will take questions, any kind of questions.
Remember just to unmute yourself and feel free to ask any questions you have. There is one question in the chat. Salams, can the night Shab prayer be done before midnight? I read if you suffer from the cold, you can do it before midnight.
Yes. Ayatollah Sistani allows, if somebody has some reason, for example, he's afraid that he cannot wake up in the morning, or some of the youth or problem, or even some of the seniors, any reason is there, you can say your, for example, night prayers before going to sleep. So sometimes after Isha prayers, you've done your iftar, everything, you've done your dua, and before resting, for that, you can say, but try, if possible, that what you can do, you can recite your 8 rakat namaz, 4 namaz, and then, if possible, recite the 3 just before Fajr. If you can't do that, you can complete the whole namaz, that's fine.
This question's a little bit off topic, but let's see. For Namaz-e Jafari Tayyar, can we recite the 2 prayers separately with a time gap, or do we have to pray them together right away?
Yeah, it's okay if the time gap, usually time gaps in these things, first of all, these are mustahab things, so keep in mind. Inshallah, Allah will accept mustahab things. But usually the general basic rule for time gap is that it should not be such a big gap that as if people would not know that they are connected. So if it's reasonable gap, for example, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, say maximum 1 hour, should be fine. But for example, you just say one namaz in the morning and then one namaz in the evening, it will be, it's too far, right? So make sure that that gap is reasonable, that at least there is that sense that the two namaz are connected for the same namaz, Jafar Tayyar.
Very good. Next question is for this Dua Mujir, you can recite in the daytime, but is it which one is preferable, to recite it in the daytime or in the evening time?
If you have time in the evening, fine, of course, because evening is a good time for ibadat. But if you don't have time in the evening, then of course, because it says clearly, the Mafati says Ayyamul Bid, it doesn't say Layalul Bid. So that's why I know what popularly I can see also in the WhatsApp group, people are posting 13th night, 14th night, but it is Ayyamul Bid, days of. Of course, what happens that we recite these du'as in the centers because we meet in the evening, right, in the centers. So that's why. But now we are at home just now, we can recite anytime in the day. But I have no problem if somebody recites even in the evening, that's okay. But I find myself in the evening, there's so much limited time and so much things to do.
Again, just remember to press unmute and feel free if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you again for joining us, inshallah. Today is the 13th day of Ramadan. Please make sure that we pray for each other, especially if you know somebody is suffering. Try to take their name and pray for them. It's very important, even if they don't know, but you pray for them as if you are praying for your own son or your own relative. And Allah will accept in the process even your dua. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you, everyone, for joining every day. I appreciate it. Glad to see you all tomorrow.
Inshallah.